just seen that Keegan, as in Gillian, not Kevin, was on the telly this morning talking about the strikes. And this is what she had to say.
Is there hope? Is there a chance that if you get in front of the teachers, you can persuade them that there is a deal to be done?
Well, this is part of the challenge. You know, we don't have a direct line of communication, apart from coming on programmes like this with teachers.
Sorry, what?
You know, we don't have a direct line of communication, apart from coming on programmes like this with...
You do know that the unions represent teachers, so when the pay deal was put forward, it wasn't the unions who said no. They went to the members, the teachers themselves, and they, 90-odd%, turned around and said, the deal's not good enough.
We heavily rely on... No, we heavily rely on the union. The unions do, and obviously we speak to head teachers, but I don't have, you know, a direct channel of communication to teachers, which is why I'm very happy to come on this programme and explain it.
You don't have a direct line of communication with teachers. I mean, everyone knows a teacher. There's enough of us around. Well, there used to be before your government overworked them to the point that no one stays in the profession. But I mean, could Google, go on Twitter, have a little look to see for a teacher who you could maybe speak. No, Google, no, okay. So you're going to go on to these programmes. At what time are you going on? At 7:45 in the morning. Right, yeah. There might be a problem there in that the majority, if not all teachers at that time are already in school preparing for the day ahead. But of course you wouldn't know that because you think teachers just simply work from 9 till 3.
Because I am a fair person and I'm trying to be fair and reasonable.
Yeah, the fair and reasonable person who represents the government who has stopped the meals for the most vulnerable children in our schools.
But I do believe that, you know, the unions are saying it's unfunded, and you know, we and the IFS both say it's funded. So it does seem to me, with all of the disruption that this is going to cause to young people and children.
Yeah, it's definitely that. It's got nothing to do with the chronic underfunding of education over the past 13 years. The fact that under this government we've got the worst recruitment and retention rate ever. The fact that the government got rid of all the Sure Start centres and just decimated youth services to the point that they're barely recognisable.
That this is the wrong course of action. What we should be doing is working out our differences about whether it's funded or not, because I believe it definitely is funded.
I believe
it definitely is funded.
As long as you believe. I mean, there's a difference between believing and knowing. I had a child in my class the other week who believed they were a frog for an hour. Doesn't make it true, but as long as you believe, and this is the fact, we can't just take your word for it, because that's all we've had for the past decade is broken promises. Just all fart, no poo. The unions have put forward evidence, facts to show that it's unfunded and therefore is going to make things a lot worse. Yes, we might get a slight increase in pay, but that's going to lead to worse conditions and therefore a worse deal for our children. You can't just say you believe it's funded. You've got to show it. And maybe this is the reason people don't engage with teachers, aren't engaging, because they're just sick to death of the same crappy rhetoric that is trying to put the blame on teachers rather than showing support for a profession that's on its knees.